For a generation, Friday night meant the video store, fluorescent lights, rows of plastic cases, and the quiet hope that the one you wanted was still on the shelf. You picked a movie, argued about snacks, and drove home knowing you had until Monday to bring it back, or pay. That ritual had a name. Blockbuster wasn't just a chain. For millions of people, it was what home entertainment felt like. And then in roughly 1 decade, the most familiar brand in home video almost completely vanished. When it collapsed, everyone had the same villain ready. Netflix showed up, streaming won, game over. And yes, the internet mattered. But if that is the whole story, you are missing the part that actually killed them, in their own boardroom. It also had the chance to buy the company that would eventually destroy it, for about $50 million. It said no. This is how Blockbuster could have owned the company that destroyed it, built a comeback that was actually working, and then beat that comeback to death. I've got the graphs, and the boardroom fight that turned a near miss into a collapse. It starts in Dallas in 1985 with a man named David Cook, and he did not come from Hollywood. Cook wrote database software for the oil industry, and he looked at the messy little video shop and saw something else. A giant inventory problem waiting for a computer. Track every tape, know what is rented, restock what moves. It sounds obvious now, but at the time most stores were guessing. 2 years later, a billionaire named Wayne Huizenga bought in, the man who had built a fortune out of garbage trucks. His instinct was brutally simple. Get big, fast, and choke out the competition before anyone could copy the model. By 1994, Viacom bought Blockbuster for roughly $8.4 billion, proof that the video store was not a side hustle anymore. The deal also loaded the company with debt, a detail that would matter more than anyone wanted to admit a decade later. So Blockbuster opened everywhere at once: malls, strip centers, small towns, big cities. Where a rival kept a few hundred tapes behind a counter, Blockbuster stacked thousands, brightly lit, and tracked every single one. It felt less like a rental shop and more like a supermarket for movies, and America could not get enough of it. By 2004, the chain had about 9,000 stores worldwide, opening a new location somewhere on Earth roughly every 17 hours. 60,000 employees, nearly $6 billion in annual revenue. On paper, Blockbuster had won the home video wars. Revenue climbed into the billions. Hollywood studios treated Blockbuster like a distribution partner, not a retail afterthought. If you lived through the 90s, Blockbuster was not a brand you debated. It was infrastructure like the grocery store, but for movies. But the way it made its money was quietly turning into a trap, and the trap had a name customers said out loud: late fees. Studios love Blockbuster because it moved inventory at scale, new releases stacked by the thousand, impulse rentals on a Friday night. A massive slice of profit came from something people openly hated: late fees that, at their peak, brought in hundreds of millions of dollars every year. Think of it like a landlord who makes more from penalties than from rent. The business starts needing you to slip up. As the story goes, in 1997, a man named Reed Hastings got hit with a $40 late fee for returning Apollo 13. Annoyed, he built a company on the opposite idea. No late fees, ever. Mail a disc back when you are done, and if you want another one, they send it. That company was Netflix. And in the year 2000, still tiny and losing money, it offered to sell itself to Blockbuster for around $50 million. Blockbuster's leaders reportedly struggled not to laugh. Why buy a mail-order startup when late fees were printing cash? Netflix had seen where the world was going. Blockbuster was financially addicted to where it already was. Late fees were not a side effect of the business. For years, they were the business, a habit customers resented but kept feeding. Meanwhile, cheap kiosks started showing up outside grocery stores. $1 a night, no lecture at the counter, no membership card. But this next part is where it actually gets dangerous, because Blockbuster did not simply miss the future. It almost caught it. Blockbuster CEO John Antioco actually did see it coming, and he had a plan that, for a moment, looked like it might work. The hard part was not launching a website. It was choosing to starve the cash cow, late fees, while Netflix was still small enough to ignore. He launched Blockbuster online, scrapped late fees in test markets, and rolled out total access. Swap movies online or in the store. Customers could return a disc at the store and walk out with a new one, or cue the next title from their couch. Subscribers came pouring in. Netflix was still climbing fast, but for the first time, Blockbuster was actually in the race. Millions of subscribers, real momentum. Here is the part most people skip over. The strategy was not a PowerPoint fantasy. It was working. By the mid-2000s, Blockbuster Online and Total Access together had pulled in millions of subscribers. Real people paying real money. And it gets weirder. The company that invented late fee addiction was briefly winning on the exact model Netflix had pioneered. So Blockbuster did something almost impossible to believe. It killed its own comeback. Activist investor Carl Icahn had taken seats on the board. Icahn clashed with Antioco over the costly turnaround and over his bonus, while the stock price stayed stubbornly low. Antioco was pushed out. The new leadership reversed the online bet and brought back the very fees customers had fled. The one strategy that was working got switched off, like pulling the plug on a patient who was finally stabilizing. So here's the real issue. Blockbuster did not lose to one bad decision. It lost to a stack of them, compounding. The turnaround died. The debt did not. Years of leverage from the Viacom era still had to be paid. Remember that chart from Act 2 that stopped at the peak? Here is what came next. Roughly $1 billion of debt when the music stopped. In 2010, Blockbuster filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, buried under debt, while streaming quietly became how everyone watched. 9,000 stores at the top, then a slide to a few dozen company-owned locations by 2014. The brand did not fall overnight. The footprint did. The next year, Dish Network bought the remains for around $320 million, a fraction of what Viacom had paid. By 2013, the last company-owned U.S. stores turned off their lights. Thousands of blue and yellow signs gone dark. Netflix, meanwhile, kept climbing, from mail-order curiosity to the default way a household watches anything. Today, exactly one Blockbuster survives in Bend, Oregon, kept alive as much by nostalgia as by rentals. Blockbuster did not die because it failed to see the future. It died because the present was too profitable to give up. It is like a homeowner who refuses to fix the roof because the mortgage is already crushing them, and then wonders why the rain gets in. Kodak saw digital photography coming. Nokia saw the smartphone coming. Blockbuster saw streaming coming. Seeing it and acting on it are not the same skill. In the end, Blockbuster beat its own best idea to death in a boardroom. And that warning now lives in every company that thinks it is too big to fall. So what do you think? Was Blockbuster doomed by Netflix or by its own leadership? Did you have a Friday night Blockbuster ritual you still miss? Tell me in the comments. And if you want more stories like this, you know what to do.